It's just... Hey, I'm Shay Kelly. I'm excited to be on an amazing New Zealand adventure in the land of the long white cloud. We're going to find out why New Zealanders have invented so many ways to fly. Is it because the kiwi, their national bird, can't? I'm going to learn about the Maori culture. The Maoris were the original inhabitants of these beautiful islands. And most exciting of all, I'm going to meet Opshop, a wicked rock and roll band who live in Auckland. I'll visit with Tim, Bobby, Matt, and their awesome lead singer, Jason.
I don't know about it anymore. I'm having second thoughts, to be honest.
Jason will go on a little extra adventure. And I'll jump off the Auckland Sky Tower. Not. So join me and my crazy camera guy Robin as we go on an amazing New Zealand adventure on this episode of Shay's Rockin' World Tour. Sweet as, mate.
Everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to see their face on TV. To me, there's always very little. I'll be fine here in the middle, as long as I'll be noticed by you. Everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to be famous.
When you fly to New Zealand from North America, where I'm from, you cross the international date line. That means a whole day actually goes missing. But, of course, we'll make it up when we fly home. It was a long 12-hour flight all the way to New Zealand and its largest city, Auckland.
Where am I going?
Chip.
It was good. I slept the whole way.
Oh, before I go too much further, if you're wondering who this guy is, this is Robin, my camera guy, who takes part in all my adventures with me to get all the best shots. You'll see him now and then, sometimes just annoying me. He's lots of fun to have around, even if he does pick on me from time to time. New Zealand is made up of two larger islands, the North and South Islands, but really there are tons and tons of smaller islands altogether that make up the country. We're going to stick to the North Island because there's so much to do here.
Welcome to Auckland, New Zealand.
Auckland is on a natural harbor, and it is known as the City of Sails. One of the most distinctive landmarks in Auckland is the Sky Tower.
I'm standing underneath the Sky Tower. It totally dominates the Auckland skyline. It is 328 meters tall.
That's 8 meters taller than the Eiffel Tower. It's the tallest building in the Southern Hemisphere.
So cool.
New Zealanders are committed to flying. They've invented more ways to zoom through the air than you can imagine. They even jump off the Sky Tower. How crazy is that? People pay the big bucks to jump off this thing, and they do it every 10 to 15 minutes all day. I thought about doing it myself. I did think about it, but I just don't think I could do it. Plus, I'm way too important to the show to be put at any risk. Robin, on the other hand, isn't one to come all this way up here without cashing in on the fun stuff. Holy crap, that's a long way down.
Is it fun?
Yeah, it was fun. That was a blast. Can't think of anything better to do.
We followed the rainbow across Auckland to where the band was rehearsing. Today, we'll meet with one of the coolest bands in New Zealand, Opshop.
Hi guys.
Okay.
I wanted to find out more about Opshop's music, especially my favorite song, Nothing Can Wait.
It's an interesting song, that one. It's about excess, really. It's about a society moving too fast, and you can only get a glimpse of it occasionally. And it's very difficult at times to be clear about where you are in that society. It's almost like being in the centre of a hurricane, you know. There's that stillness in the centre, but there's all this chaos going on around you, so that's probably...
What are you doing over there?
Oh, I'm just making up as I go, so there we go.
Whose idea was it to start the band?
It's Matt.
It's me!
It was me.
It was me, I think it was me.
Okay, it was me.
When we come back, this show gets really wet, goes insanely fast, and plummets off tall stuff here on Shay's Rockin' World Tour.
Everybody wants to be famous.
I can't wait! This afternoon, I'm going on a dolphin adventure on this boat to Tanui. In Maori, that means big fun.
On my left we have Fluffy. She's our lovely hostess, guide, dolphin expert and know-it-all. We are heading off on a search. Now often as we start these trips through the bay, people make the mistake of thinking we know where we're going. Not the case.
The Bay of Islands is a wild dolphins playground, so we might be a while. We'll come back and check out how we did on our dolphin search a little later.
Hey guys, you're watching Shay's Rockin' World Tour.
Welcome to the top of the hill. Time to turn you into a Zorbonaut.
Now here's about the most unique thing you can do anywhere. It's called zorbing.
So, can you stand up in the Zorb while you're going down?
Yes, you can try. You can try. It's a pretty hard challenge to do, but if you succeed, you become a very elite Zorbonaut.
Easter we had about 400 a day come through, but today we'll probably have about 200. Yeah, depends on the weather, depends on the time of year.
Wow, it's gonna be so fun.
And for one afternoon, I got to become a Zorbonaut.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go! Then she goes. Woohoo! Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
There's no brakes on this thing! Zorbing is great, just the way it is. I can't decide what's more fun, riding inside the Zorb or getting run over by one. Sorry, guys.
Good fun?
Wow, that was so cool!
You're watching Shay's Rockin' World Tour. Here's more from our featured band, Opshop.
It doesn't hurt to hurt a little, least till everybody feels a bit safe.
Do you know what an op shop is? No. It's, what do you call it there? A thrift store? Maybe? What do you call it in Canada? Second-hand clothing.
Where you get second-hand?
Thrift shop.
A thrift shop.
Yeah, well it's called an op shop here, and that's short for opportunity shop. Opportunity.
We had a different name at the time when we first got together. We were called Goldfish Shopping Trolley. But I don't know why. Why did we end up changing the name? The record company didn't like the name Goldfish Shopping Trolley.
Try saying
It's a bit of a
obvious.
bit of
Try
a
saying
mouthful.
that 10 times in a row.
We had lists of paper like that along with all these names like sausage or garbage or something, or
Yeah.
elephant head or...
Yeah, just crazy
just
things.
whatever.
You just try, you know, you just throw it out there, and if something sticks, it does. And one day we just went, after going through hundreds and hundreds of other different names, it just kind of stuck. We were just sitting down at a, having a coffee at a place, and it all kind of happened then and there. We were suddenly Op Shop.
What's the hardest part about being on the road when you're touring?
Touring's so much fun because you get to meet so many different people around the country and around the world, and you get an opportunity again to go and hang out with them. And the next time you're on tour, you know, so you develop these relationships that you wouldn't otherwise have the opportunity to do. It can be so monotonous and so dreary sometimes, you know, sitting in a car for 4 or 5 hours a day. You actually make a lot of fun out of that time that you have. So what we tend to do with the different bands that we're on tour with, we go out and buy trays and trays of raw eggs.
But there's always rules though, there's rules. You're not allowed to just throw eggs at anyone anytime. It's got to be, it's got to be the opposing car.
And then we ambush them and stuff.
And you're only allowed to hit them when they're moving. So you're driving along, and then there's like 4 guys lined up on the side of the road, all at intervals with eggs. Yeah, we're children.
Yeah.
Higher the ground, deeper the hole. We won't wait to be found. Somehow we already know. Oh, too many faces in this crowd. So far to go. But nothing can wait. And the clouds are gonna break tonight. The clouds are gonna break tonight. Night falls down and breaks daylight. Where nothing can wait. And the clouds are gonna break. Everybody wants to be famous.
A really interesting area to visit on the North Island is Rotorua. For hundreds of years, people have visited Rotorua to have the chance to experience the Earth's power up close and to enjoy the natural therapeutic waters created by the geothermal activity. We stopped in at Hell's Gate and Waiara Spa to see for ourselves.
Now, if you have a look out just in this geothermal valley, you can see the steam there, that's Northfield. The yellow discoloration on the rocks, they are pure sulfur crystals, and the sulfur is what you can smell in the atmosphere. What's it sort of smell like? Very much like rotten eggs, yeah, absolutely, and it gets stronger, actually, as we go into the geothermal valley.
Kakahi Falls is the tallest hot waterfall in the southern hemisphere.
Wow, listen to the waterfall behind us.
They're steaming.
Yeah, absolutely. The water that's coming out of there is around about 40 degrees Celsius, so that's quite warm. Enough for you and I to sit in there and feel very, very comfortable and warm.
Oh yeah, and they have great mud. Glorious mud. I never thought I'd ever hear anyone calling mud glorious before.
Oh, Shade, how are you? All ready for your mud bath?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, if you sit down, there's a seat along there and you can feel the mud. Can you feel the mud there?
Yeah.
Grab a big handful on the seat, that's right. You know when Mummy told you not to go and play in the dirt? Well, you can play in the dirt here.
It feels nasty, but it feels silky. It's just it's weird. Feels kind of like you ever dipped your hands into like pancake batter.
Robin went a little overboard, as usual, and covered his whole head and face, even when he was told it was a bad idea. He was pulling mud out of his eyes for a few hours afterwards, even after our freezing cold shower. So, I've been down in the dirt, and now I'm determined to fly.
It's gonna be great. 0 to 200 in 2 seconds. That's pretty crazy.
But I won't have to do it alone.
It's called the Sky Screamer.
Jason from OpShop is coming with
The guy
me.
that confronts my fears.
fear.
Face your fear and do it anyway. Wow. What about my lunch? I had sushi. You realize you'll be sitting
I don't want
next
to
to
sit
me.
next to you.
I don't know about it anymore. I'm having second thoughts, to be honest. Doesn't look very safe.
The Sky Screamer is on a downtown street in Auckland.
Are these seatbelts really necessary?
The acceleration and G-forces are just crazy.
Can we do it again? Although I'm shaking really badly from the last.
Let's do it again. It's terrifying.
The best part about having a TV show is that you get to do things more than once to get the shots. Well, it's fun doing some things lots of times.
You're watching Shay's Rock and World Tour.
Can I do one of these, Cameron?
You're watching Shay's Rock and World Tour.
One more, please.
You're watching Shay's Rock and World Tour.
One more with her in it.
You're watching Shay's Rock and World Tour.
One more in focus.
You're watching Shay's Rock and World Tour. Thank you for having me. It's been lots of fun. Really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Have a great time in New Zealand, Dad. All right. Sweet as, Bo.
Kelly Tarletons, they have two species of penguins. The larger ones are the king penguins, and the smaller ones the Gentoo's.
We're still searching for dolphins, but at least they're letting me drive the boat.
Where are we going?
We're going that way.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. Finally, we found the dolphins! It's a big pod of dolphins, with adults and babies too. We were all so excited to find them. Sometimes the dolphins like to play with the tour boats. Everyone was fighting to get the best shot. It was amazing. A successful search with two entertaining guides who made it really fun. Thanks to Captain Dave and Floppy. I took an entertaining bus ride to the Tamaki Maori village. It's an authentic pre-European Maori village that features a formal welcome. The host tribe sends out a warrior to challenge the guests. It's a little bit intimidating, but if they want it authentic, it sure seems like it to me. Inside the village, you see hangings, weaponry displays, music, dancing, and a traditional hangi feast. Here at the Agrodome in Rotorua, there's tons to do for any adrenaline junkie, but I'm about to try the most extreme.
I'm still not quite sure that I'm actually going to do a bungee.
After chickening out at the Sky Tower, I really wanted to face my fears and try the bungee. Considering I might still back out, this sign isn't helping.
Now the bungee, it's a little bit more extreme.
We are going bungee jumping.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing it.
The most hardest part is actually stepping off.
Yeah, that's
All right.
the hardest part.
Cool as?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, at least I'll be able to say that I'm bungee jumping.
Bungee jumping was invented in New Zealand, and it's practically a national sport. But it's really, really high. I'm not kidding.
The most hardest part is actually stepping off.
So I was strapped to good old Robin. It made things a little easier knowing he was right there beside me. The idea was to get the shot from Robin holding onto the camera as we jumped. While we didn't exactly get the shot we wanted, I couldn't really blame him. It wasn't exactly an ideal circumstance. This is taking reality shows a little far, I think. But I did want to thank Robin for not whacking me in the head with the camera. I can't believe I actually did it. Join us next time when we go back to Kelly Charlton's to get up close and personal with Phoebe the stingray and other aquatic life. We'll learn more about the Maoris and how they came so far to settle New Zealand so many years ago. Visit a high flying festival, and we'll try another crazy New Zealand flying machine, the Swoop. Plus, we'll have more with OpShop. More from the land of the long white cloud, New Zealand.
Everyone.